twisted destiny. But I won't trust what I cannot see, so mother will tuck me in to this coffin and bury me. Break down the walls, show me your heart. This is the place where I fall apart. You told me of a place to call home, someplace where I would not feel alone. You showed me love like I never known. You told me of a place to call home. You told me of a place to call home, some place where I would not feel alone. You showed me love like I never known. You told me of a place to call home. And here I'm drying once again, like litter dropped inside the wind, still believing I can get a hold of things. Every effort leads to new mistakes, and I crawl back to the same old place. I need someone who can lend a hand and pull me from this garbage can. Would someone just show me some love and tell me that I am good enough? I've poured out all that's filled me up, still I'm tossed away like a plastic cup. Would someone just show me some love and tell me that I am good enough? I've poured out all that's filled me up, still I'm tossed away like a plastic cup. In spite of how much it hurts, there's something inside of me, and I know it's more than just a break. Would someone just show me some love and tell me that I am good enough? I've poured out all that's filled me up, still I'm tossed away like a plastic cup. is law, and his gospel is peace. Chains shall he break, for the slave is our brother, and in his name all oppression shall cease. The King of Kings lay thus in lowly manger, and all our trials born to be our friend. Christ is the Lord. Oh, praise his name forever. His power and glory shall reign. The more proclaim his power and glory shall reign. The more proclaim his power and glory shall reign. The more proclaim.
Well, good evening, folks, or good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. Quincy Kane here, and this is the last live stream of 2025. We're going Christmas themed with this one. Metal goes acoustic. I thought it'd be fun to do a few Christmas songs and to sort of reflect. I'm going to play all the songs that I've released this year and do acoustic versions. Let me know how the audio sounds out there, because I was kind of getting things set up last minute. Right now, I feel like I'm a little hot, but you guys can confirm if it sounds okay. It might just be my headphones that I need to turn down a little bit. So hopefully it's, yeah, coming through okay. But let's catch up with the chat here. For anyone just tuning in, don't be shy, say hello. And let's see what we got here. Jack was letting me know that he had attended a Christmas party, which sounds like it was a lot of fun. Becky, good to see you. How are you doing? Got some stuff to try, a juice cleanse. Interesting. So you'll have to let me know. You have to keep me posted. Let me know how all that goes. Merry Christmas, Becky. Yeah. My fave Carol. Well, great. I'm glad it's one you liked. I thought I would try to do kind of an emo version of it. So I sort of changed up some of the chords a little bit. Tried to, that's kind of the fun thing about Christmas songs is there's so many different versions of them. And it's fun to hear kind of artists' different interpretations of Christmas songs. And I heard a few. Again, one of my favorites is probably from Plus One. I like their version. And man, I can't remember the artist off the top of my head, but there was one version that did do kind of a more of a kind of minor chord version of it. And I thought that sounded cool. So I kind of combined the two. I sort of did more of the rhythm and tempo of the Plus One version, but threw in some of the minor chords from the other version. So hopefully that came out all right. Jack was saying it was a good meal, got a gift card, listened to music, took some photos with people, had a nice lunch. It was nice. Awesome. Yeah, I'm glad you had fun. I've been to, I guess, technically a couple Christmas parties myself. We do classes at our church, Wednesday night classes, and the adult class that I attend was having sort of a pajama party, and they had some food and stuff. So I wore my Batman PJs. And, got some, they just had like snack foods, like cheese and crackers and fruits and lots of sweets, lots of cookies and donuts and stuff. So kind of snacked on that. And then we played some Bible trivia Jeopardy, which was fun, but it was, I had the wrong strategy. The other team went first and they started with like the 500 brackets. So I was like, okay, we're going to have to go big, let's start big and work our way down. But some of the 500 questions, they were tough. I kind of knew some of the answers, but not well enough to be confident. It was basically a guessing game. And what we should have done was played the long game. We should have gone for more like the 300s and 200s and kind of built up some security first before going big. So it was more so a strategy. So our team did not win, but it was all fun and games. And then last night, my brother-in-law is a part of an organization called LifeSpring Pregnancies, and it's a great ministry that helps with women who deal with unplanned pregnancies and gives them an alternative to abortions. And it also has service. It provides like so many, free services for them, and allows them, kind of encourages them and supports them so that they'll keep the child. And then also has programs for men as well to kind of encourage them to stay and to stay with the woman through the experience. And it's a great ministry, but they were having a party kind of celebrating, and I was invited to attend. I only caught the end of it, but again, kind of some nice food and fellowship. So I'm glad you were able to attend something, Jack. Sounds like it was a good time. Let's see here. Becky was saying, I've been sick in bed all week. Man, hoping I'll feel better next week. I hope you feel better too. Hopefully you got something maybe warm to sip on, maybe some cocoa or some tea or whatever your particular choice of beverage would be. And you can kind of snuggle up, and hopefully I can soothe your spirits a little bit with some Christmas songs and a few originals. Yep, hoping you feel better soon. That was beautiful, Quincy. Well, thank you, Jack. Much appreciated. Sounds good to me. All right, good. Glad to hear it's coming through well. Hey, we got Silas as well. Silas, Merry Christmas. How's your week been, Silas? Let me know how things are going with you. We were just talking. Some of us have already had a few Christmas festivities, a few Christmas parties that we've attended. And aside from that, it's been a busy week. I'm almost about to pull the trigger and update my operating system, but I wanted to do this stream first because I was worried if I updated the operating system, I wouldn't have, it would mess up my templates and my setup for streaming. So I'm basically ready to go, but I wanted to do the stream first, and then now I'll have some time to kind of chip away at that. So I've been doing kind of some smaller task stuff. I went through my closet yesterday and just kind of decluttered some things, like found a bunch of clothes that I just don't wear, or they don't fit me good. And, I'm going to be giving them away to Goodwill. It kind of works that way. It's kind of nice. I don't like having option paralysis. I don't like having too many options. So it's kind of nice just getting rid of stuff that I don't need. And it's great that you don't have to throw it out. You can donate it somewhere where someone else can use it. So, now it's kind of a good time for that. And that's kind of works out. Kind of a good time to just get decluttered and reorganized and transition into the next year. I think it's good to take time to celebrate this past year and then start making preparations for the next year. Just kind of let that transition happen. All right. Yep, just kind of catching up with the chat here. Yeah, Merry Christmas to everyone, indeed. Let's see. Went back and saw some of the songs you did and loved it, Quincy. Thank you. I don't know, when you say went back, I don't know if you mean to the other Christmas one or something else. You might have to be a little more specific what you mean. You went back and saw some of the songs I just did. Unless, I've only done one song so far. Yeah, I don't know if you knew, Silas. I don't know if you're, the stream just started. So, the church has been used, so I wasn't able to do the stream yesterday. And then even then today, I had a music lesson, so it was going to be too much of a squeeze. It was already a squeeze just to get it set up for 7, but we just went live at 7 o'clock and just got started. So we've only done one song so far. It was just a Christmas carol. Yeah, probably a bit of sickness going around, a little bit of cold stuff. Hey, we got Stan in the chat. Merry Christmas, Stan. Glad you could tune in. Let me know how your week's been going. Have you gotten all your Christmas shopping done yet? And let me know if you have any particular plans coming up or anything you're excited about. All right, good stuff. Let's see. I meant the song you just played moments ago. Yep, the Oh Holy Night. I gotcha. Well, I'm glad you like that one, Silas. Thank you. It's been a little rough this year with my position changed and hours, trying to get everything set to my new routine. Yep, that can be a little bit of a process. If that makes sense, it does. Yep. Hope you feel better, and I'm glad to see everybody. Yep. Hoping Becky feels better as well. I appreciate the stream amongst all the chaos. Well, glad to bring a little bit of calm and peacefulness in the midst of so much chaos. Jack was saying, I have a jacket I never wore that I plan to give to Goodwill as well. Ordered it all online. Wasn't what I thought I was buying. So hopefully someone who wants a bomber jacket can use it. Yeah, shopping online for clothes is tough. I don't even know that you can do it. There's this weird thing. Let me know if any of you can relate to this. And I definitely was relating to this. I was going through my closet and I had a mirror. I was like trying on shirts and stuff to see how, because there's basically two criteria. Do I like the way it looks, and does it look good on me? It's basically that. Is it a piece of clothing that I like, and does it actually look good on me? Maybe you've experienced this. I had some shirts that I really liked the design of them. Like I really liked the way they looked, but they just didn't fit me right. So even though I liked the way they looked, I tried them on, and they either they looked too boxy on me, they didn't fit my body nicely, or they swallowed me up too much, or they were too tight, too small, whatever it was, it just didn't fit me good. So even though I liked the shirt or the design of it, it just didn't look good on me. So that was one thing. And then the opposite is true sometimes. Sometimes there's a shirt, like when I look at it, I think, that doesn't look like something I would wear. Like I don't really maybe I don't like the color or the design of it or whatever it is. And then I'll try it on and be like, man, it actually, it fits me really good. It actually looks really good. So that's the one thing I've learned about clothes is you can only judge it by how it looks on you. You can't judge it by how it looks on its own, because you might like the way it looks on its own, but then it doesn't look good on you. And you might not like the way it looks on its own, but then it looks great on you. It fits you really good, and it works for you. So yeah, when it comes to buying clothes, shopping for clothes, I really think it's something you have to do in person. You have to go in the store and go into a changing room and try it out, make sure it fits you good, and there you go. There's Quincy's shopping tip for the day. So first one and probably the last one of this year. Maybe we'll get a few more shopping tips if we have to talk about some last minute Christmas shopping. Anyone do any Christmas shopping this year? Let me know how that's gone for you. Let's see here. A broken mirror, that one's going to be coming up. I don't know if that's next, but that is on the set list. Yeah, we're going to be playing Christmas songs, and I'm going to be playing all the songs I released this year. Stan saying, overall, I'm doing good. Looking forward to my Christmas break. Yeah, you definitely enjoy it. I'm looking forward to that for you. I will work half a day Tuesday, that's nice, and then have our Christmas celebration at work, and won't go back to work till January 5th. Well, I'm glad you'll definitely get some time off, enjoy it, take the time to relax, have some fun, enjoy family, and that's great, man. All right, well, I think we're going to hop into another song here, and we're going to get into an original song, so let me tune real quick. So we're going to do a stripped down version of this one. This was a song I released earlier this year. Make sure. All right, and all right, cool. This is Farewell to Fear, so I gotta be honest, I'm really pleased. I like all the songs I released this year. Like I said, it really started at the end of last year, the end of 2024, that I was really getting into new terrain, and so it's been very fulfilling for me to just write some new material, write some new songs. And this is one, I gotta say, this is one I really liked. I always liked kind of the vibe of it, and so it was really satisfying to write some lyrics, and really reflective of just kind of certainly where I'm at in life now, of just learning to be bold and learning to live more intentionally, not being afraid. I even heard someone say the other day about sometimes you're so scared of making the wrong choice that you don't make the right choice, and you end up going in this circle of just lacking fulfillment or any kind of satisfaction or purpose in your life. And so it's, as the song says, and I'll make one more quote. We'll talk about this later, but I watched A Cinderella Story the other night. I'll get into that in a little bit because I want to play the song first. But there's that quote in it, and it's actually kind of similar to a quote in my song lyrics, but the quote that says, don't let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game. And as you know, there's a lyric in this song that says, what's the point of life if you won't play the game? And that's kind of how I view it. It's like, you know, it's inevitable that this life ends at some point, and life is such a gift, and you really get out of it what you put into it. And so, you know, just slap fear in the face. Don't let it boss you around anymore, and find a way. You know, don't be afraid of failing. Failure doesn't mean isn't the end. Failure is just part of the process to success, you know? So nothing to be scared of. Just go after it. Whatever your goals are, your dreams, like, work towards that. So this song, this was a really fulfilling song for me to write, and I'm definitely pleased with it and was glad to get this one released this year. But hope you enjoy it. This is Farewell to Fear.
Always meant well, so you say. Only wanted to keep me safe, but your hold just keeps getting tighter, and I'm growing old. So farewell to fear, and good luck to me. What's the point of life if you won't play the game? I refuse to live in this misery. So farewell to fear, and good luck to me.
Make sure these levels are still coming through.
Can't keep hiding anymore. I need to break out of this shell. There's a fire deep down inside me, but it's getting cold. So farewell to fear, and good luck to me. What's the point of life if you won't play the game? I refuse to live in this misery. Farewell to fear, and good luck to me. Just hold on to faith. There's adventure just waiting for me. Don't be afraid, just hold on to faith. I know there's adventure just waiting for me. Don't be afraid, just hold on to faith. I know there's adventure just waiting for me. Waiting for me. Waiting for me. Don't be afraid, just hold on to faith. I know there's adventure just waiting for me.
All right, there we go. That is Farewell to Fear. That was a song I released earlier this year, so that's a stripped down version of it. Hope you all enjoyed that. For anyone just tuning in, don't be shy, say hello. This is the last stream of the year for me, so going to be doing a few originals, some songs that I released this year. And I'm going to be doing a few Christmas songs as well. So let's catch up with the chat, and then we'll get back into a little more music. All right, let's see. Becky was saying Lady C sang the Relient K song on her Tuesday night stream. Then I watched the stream where you sang it. Well, thank you. I'm guessing you're referring to I Celebrate the Day. I'll have to check out her version. I saw that she did a stream And I didn't watch that, but she also posted an original Christmas song. So I thought that was cool that she posted an original song. So I'll definitely have to go back and check out the stream and check out her version of that song. Now I will say, yeah, some of you might know, Silas, I don't know if you were, actually Silas and Jack, I don't know, were y'all at the last Christmas stream I did? Because it's been a while since I did like a Christmas themed stream, but it was like a couple years ago. I know Stan was there. And I did some acoustic songs as well. I tried to do some piano songs, but I didn't have time to figure out the routing. So even though the piano sound was coming through for the viewers, you guys were able to hear it, I couldn't hear the piano myself. There were some songs I did pretty good. The hardest part is you can't hear it, so you're trying to sing in key. And to be honest, I Celebrate the Day, that one starts off okay, but I gradually get off pitch. And so I went back and listened to it, and I was like, ugh, I kind of cringe because I start to go sharp. I start to get off pitch with the song. But all the other piano songs, I actually did okay with them, considering I couldn't hear. Every now and then I'd have to like hit the guitar, I'd hit that C, and that would kind of get my ear in the right tuning. And so I knew where my fingers needed to go. And but yeah, you're a little more limited when you're just kind of hoping you're hitting the right keys and you don't have the option to, or you can't hear, you can't hear, so you can't use your ear to make quick adjustments. You just kind of have to guess a little bit, make your best educated guess. But that's cool. I'm glad you were able to kind of go back and enjoy that stream. And then it sounds like Silas might have checked out Lady C's stream as well. Jack saying, yep, I have some Christmas gifts I will give. Awesome. Glad you got that taken care of. Can't wait to hear her new original song. I don't know if it's another one or if you mean the one, she had one, I know she'd been trying to do more writing, so maybe she's got another one coming, but she wrote a Christmas song, and it sounds like it was fairly last minute. Like I feel like she scurried to get it done, from what I could tell from the description. So, but I think it's cool that she's writing more music, doing more originals. I did some Christmas shopping as well. I'll share that in a bit. I will finish my Christmas shopping online. Can't face the crowds at this point. If you're dealing with some sickness, that's definitely a bit of a challenge. And online, I feel like Christmas shopping would be more fun with somebody. Like I don't mind it too much. I like putting on Christmas music as I'm driving and then kind of getting out a little bit and maybe treat yourself to a meal while you're out and about. So I don't mind it too much. I used to do it more, years ago, and then over recent years, I've ventured out less. It's been a little harder to sort of squeeze in Christmas shopping, so online definitely makes it a bit more convenient. But I feel like Christmas shopping would be fun to do with like a friend, like to have somebody to go with you and just kind of be out and, just enjoy some conversation and kind of get some feedback on the things you're looking at and kind of have a little list and try to, go out specifically. It does help when you know kind of what you're looking for. Like, I don't think it's, like, you can always kind of keep your mind open to what you might stumble across, but it does help to have kind of an idea of here are some items I'm looking for, and I know where to potentially find those things. But I hope the rest of your Christmas shopping goes well. Stan was saying, Quincy, I think I'm done with my Christmas shopping. I did take a stab at prayer song and created a song for my wife. I think it's all right. I will have to show it to you sometime. Do you mean you wrote a song or did you learn a song? Maybe prayer song and created a song. But I think that's awesome if you wrote a song for Kelly. So yeah, you'll have to share that with me at some point. And hey, songwriting, it's just something that you do. You just kind of go with it. The only way you get better at it is by doing it. And you can always learn tips from others who have written songs and things like that. But I think that's really cool that you're doing that. Yeah, it sounds like both Silas and Becky might have been at Lady C's stream. Anybody have a favorite Christmas present they got as a kid? That's a good question. My dad built me a dollhouse when I was 4 or 5 that was bigger than me. That's cute. That's really sweet. Yeah, I bet that was a really fun one to get. Yeah, I'd be curious if anyone else saw that question and answer it. Do you have a favorite gift present that you got as a kid? Let me think on that for a moment. I could probably go really deep with that and think a lot. I'm trying to think if there's like a specific one that sticks out to me. There's definitely, I can remember some birthday gifts for sure, but I'm trying to think if there was one for Christmas. I remember a few like highlights. So I remember one time, so when we used to do Christmas as kids, remember I came from a big family. I've got 3 brothers and 3 sisters. We used to take turns opening presents. So what we would do is we would, we'd start like youngest to oldest or something like that. Youngest would open up and then the next one and the next. And we'd take turns. And so everyone would kind of watch as you'd open your present and see what you got. And when you were done opening all your presents, then you got to go grab your stocking. We each had a stocking that hung over the fireplace, and there were a few like little items in there, kind of some smaller items. So I remember I finished opening my presents, and I went and got the stuff out of my stocking, and I was done with that. And then my mom said, Quincy, you've got one more item in your stocking. And I was like, huh, really? And she handed it to me. I'm trying to think how old I might have been. I'm going to guess around 10. I might have been younger, might have been older, but we'll guess around 10 years old. But I reached into the stocking and I felt something. I had no idea what it was. I felt something furry and I just made this face like, what is that? And I kind of like reached in and pulled it out, and it was a guinea pig. my mom had gotten me a guinea pig and then got my sister one as well. I think I had shown interest in a guinea pig. We would, we'd go visit the pet store, and I kind of liked some of the smaller, I guess technically like the rodent animals. I liked the guinea pigs and the hamsters and that kind of thing. And so a guinea pig, I got this furry little guinea pig, and then my sister got one too. I think the only reason my mom got one for my sister was so that my guinea pig wouldn't be lonely. And here's a funny story about that. We both got guinea pigs, and apparently they were both female, and they were both pregnant, because not long later, I remember they were in the cage, and we were in the room watching TV, and then we looked over, and all of a sudden there's all these little baby guinea pigs. We're like, what the heck just happened? Like, it just happened while we were in the room. It was only 2, and then we looked away, we were watching TV, and then when we looked back, there were a bunch of little guinea pigs like in the cage with them. And so that was fun, and we ended up giving them away. And then it ended up happening again, I think. I'm pretty sure they were both female, and it happened with both of them. Maybe it's possible one was male and one was female, but I'm pretty sure it only happened once that each of them had little baby guinea pigs. And then, we just ended up giving those away. And your guinea pig was kind of fun for a while, but then after a while, it just kind of stays in the cage. And for me, as a kid, there wasn't much to do with it. But that was certainly a memorable Christmas present. And then I can't remember if it was for Christmas or birthday, but years later I ended up getting a hamster at one point. That was kind of a fun little pet to have for a while. But anyway, yeah, so there's one. I don't know if that's like the best Christmas gift I ever got. I'd have to think a little further on that. I've gotten a lot of really cool Lego sets over the years. Same here. Yeah, some of the Lego sets were my favorites. I loved getting a Lego set and just building it, and especially like a big one that you could put on display after you built it. Hey, we got Contool here. I'm afraid I can't read the translation. I don't know if someone can I even highlight that? I can try to translate. It's not Russian, is it? I don't know what language that is. Looks like it might be Russian. I'm gonna put translate, enter text. Bro, stop twitching and read some classic books. Hey, I read a lot, man. Right now I'm connecting with people and playing and sharing some music. But hey, I appreciate you tuning in. Hope you're having a Merry Christmas. All right, let's see here. Where was I at? I'm not even on Twitch, by the way. I'm on YouTube. All right. Thank you for the fire, Becky. Much appreciated. Silas has been collecting for a very long time. So cool. So sounds like you might have a few Lego sets. Have you built anything cool lately? You'll have to let me know. Love it, Quincy. Thank you. I feel like it was either 2023 or was that 2022, the Christmas stream? I can't remember. It was a while back. Lady C has the song timestamp showing in the bar to make it easier to find. Yeah, that's a handy tool. I don't take the time to do that anymore. I'll do it for covers when I do covers, but I was so impressed that all the others were on key, though. Well, thank you, Becky. Much appreciated. Oh, it was, wow, really? 2021? Sheesh. Man, I've been doing this for a little while. If you go back to the oldest streams of his, yeah, you can, yep, in the top right, just click the oldest first filter. Yeah, I did do Carol of the Bells on the piano, that's right. Let's see here. Thank you, glad y'all liked Carol of the Bells. Sounds like the Jack and his siblings got a computer one year. Yeah, that'd be a pretty big deal. And then Becky and them sounds like they did stockings first. Oh, is there no emoji for guinea pig? That's too bad, yep. So they used to do the stockings first and then open the bigger ones. We used to have a tradition where we could open our stockings when we woke up. So yeah, that's kind of fun. Hoping to get this Lego set from the Fantastic Four. Very cool. Cool, cool. All right, well, I think we're going to get into, yeah, let's get into another Christmas song. To be honest, this one, I meant to go over this song. Unfortunately, I didn't get as much time to work on these Christmas songs as I would have liked. I actually feel like I did a pretty good job with this song on the last stream. The last time I did a Christmas stream, I think I did a pretty good job with this song, but I haven't played it since. I'm gonna try Blue Christmas. I'm gonna try to channel a little bit of Elvis. Let's see. See. With your cream. With your cream. All right, gonna wing it, but I'll be honest, I haven't had a proper rehearsal of this, so we'll see how this goes. All right. I'll have a blue Christmas without you. I'll be so blue just thinking about you. You'll be doing all, nope, I get decorations of red on a green Christmas tree. Won't mean a thing, dear, if you're not here with me. And windows blue, snowflakes start falling. That's windows blue. Memories start calling. You'll be doing all right with your Christmas of white, and I'll
windows blue, memories start calling. You'll be doing alright with your Christmas white, and I'll have a blue Christmas. I'll have a blue Christmas.
There we go. A little rough, but there we go. There's some Elvis Presley for you. Blue Christmas. Now, for what it's worth, I hope you all have a white, well, if you want a white Christmas, I hope you have a white Christmas. I hope you have a good Christmas, not a blue one. So that's what I was trying to say. Some people might be like, I don't want it to snow. Snow would be inconvenient, but I don't know. White Christmas, good Christmas, whatever makes for a good Christmas. I hope that's what you get. I hope you have a Merry Christmas. There we go. All right, for anyone just tuning in, don't be shy, say hello. And let me catch up with the chat. Jack was saying, and everyone was up, either myself or my older sister would hand out gifts. We would each open one gift at a time. So it sounds like, yeah, you kind of did, the stockings were sort of, at your own pace. And then it sounds like once everyone was up, y'all kind of did a similar thing to us where you just sort of take turns opening gifts one at a time. Let's see here. And then this is another favorite of Becky. Well, great. Well, so 2 for 2 so far. So glad to hear that. If y'all have seen a short, I think you meant that I put out, I'm going to make a video of a new song I'm writing for Christmas season. I liked the notes. I know you were playing a chord and then just kind of picking a note pattern with that chord, and I really liked the way it was sounding. So I did see that short. That sounded good. I'm looking forward to hearing more of that. Also, in Christmas Eve, my parents would have a party. We were always allowed to open one gift before we went to bed. That's kind of similar to us. We had a similar thing. It was always the gift from my grandparents because it was always pajamas. That must have been like kind of a, I don't know, maybe that was a tradition thing because we did the same thing. Almost every year, we'd get to open up one gift before Christmas, and it was usually pajamas. And then we would wear those PJs to bed and then wake up the next morning and be wearing them for Christmas morning. But similar thing. Yeah, it's definitely changed over the years, but I remember being younger, usually Christmas Eve, we would go to our grandparents, and that's where we'd be with some other family, and usually some gifts were exchanged there. Sometimes there'd be a game of Dirty Santa or something like that, and then we'd go home, get to open up our pajamas or whatever it might be, go to bed, and then the next day wake up and have Christmas morning together. And we'd always, before we'd open presents, we'd always read the Christmas story. We'd go to Luke and read through that. And sometimes, I think we'd take turns. Like usually we'd let someone else read it each year, but we'd read through the Christmas story and then we would begin opening presents. And it was always a lot of fun. Now, I'm not even sure. I don't know what our plans this year are. I'll find out when they're about to happen, probably. I think, usually we try to get together, again, because a lot of my siblings, they're married now with their own kids. So Christmas is definitely, when it comes to the gifts and presents, it's definitely more focused on the nephews and nieces now. Not quite so many. I hope one day, it's more so the time. I'd love to have the time to get gifts for everyone, but I mainly just shop for my parents. That's all I did this year. But we'll probably have something with the whole family, and then on Christmas Day, it'll probably just be me and the household that I live with, my parents and my brother, and we'll share a few gifts with each other. But I might be wrong, but we might be going away for a few days. We might have a trip somewhere, and if we do, I can't remember. I wish that were better clarified, but I feel like that's something that was mentioned probably months ago, and then usually you think they'd mention it at the beginning of the month, hey, everyone, just a reminder, we're doing this on this date, so be ready for it. So I might need to ask Mom about that, hey, are we going somewhere? Because I probably need to be ready to pack for that if that's the case. But what else was I going to say? I did get my Christmas shopping done earlier this week. I did most of it online. There's a few items I'm going to pick up on Saturday, but yeah, found a few things. I'm not going to say them, just in case, mom and dad don't watch these streams, but watch this be like the one stream that they come across, and then I say what I got for them. So, but I did get mom and dad a couple items. I'll get them like something kind of separate, and then I'll usually get them a couple things that they can enjoy together. So, that's probably something. There's like one or two other items I'll probably pick up while I'm in town this weekend, or this Saturday, tomorrow. Let's see here. Becky was saying, I remember everyone getting impatient with me for opening my gifts too slowly. I didn't like ruining the wrapping paper. Yeah. Hey, I can respect that. Yep. Sounds good. Thank you, Silas. Keep an eye out for Silas. Keep an eye out for his song. Yep. We always woke our parents up early, but God made sure we knew how it felt when we visited my sister. Yep. Thank you for the applause. Thank you for the I guess that's the hug for the Blue Christmas. When I type too fast, the video always pauses till I stop. That's interesting. I'm not sure why that happens. We did that too. It was always books instead of pajamas. That's cool. Yeah. I remember helping my sister wrap. I was up till 4 a.m. doing that, and then my nephew woke me up at 5 a.m. Man, that's rough. Yeah, sheesh. 5 a.m. is still nighttime to me. Yeah, I'd say that's a little too early. I can respect 7 and maybe even 6 o'clock. If kids want to get up at 6 in the morning, it's like, I can understand. I can't say I'd like that, but I can understand. But 5, it's like, come on, buddy. Is the sun even up yet? It's like when the sun's up, then we can get up and open gifts. Let's see here. Jack was saying, I spent Christmas with my grandmother one year, and we went to midnight mass, then came back to her home and opened our gifts before going to bed. Yeah, I'd heard about that. I'd never been to anything like that. To be honest, that sounds challenging. I'll say that. But I was talking with someone earlier this week. Some of I'm going to a Muay Thai class now, learning some martial arts. And after I'll meet new people and get to talk with them. And after one of the classes, I was walking out and had a chat with somebody in the parking lot, and they mentioned an Easter service, and it sounds like it starts at like 12 midnight and goes to 4 a.m. And I'm like, sheesh, that's like, that sounds challenging, because it's just completely off my usual sleeping schedule. But apparently it's something it does. So I don't know if that's a similar thing to kind of what you were talking about. But I don't think it was I don't know if it was Mass. I'm not sure, because Mass is like a Catholic thing, isn't it? I'm not really sure. It would be hard buying gifts for so many siblings, nieces, and nephews. Yeah, it's a lot, because I've got 6 brothers and sisters, and then there's their in-laws for those of them that are married, so you can almost double that number. And then each of them have, well, not each of them, but I've got, man, how many nephews and nieces do I have? I lose count if that says anything. Let's see, I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I've got 9 nephews and nieces in total. So it's a lot. And usually when it comes to shopping, I tend to like to shop for the older kids. The younger kids, they're kind of at that age where like they have fun, but younger kids, they don't appreciate it for long. They'll have fun opening it and they'll play with it for a few days, and then next year they'll forget all about it. Especially the really young ones, like the babies, the toddlers, like they're not even old enough to really comprehend what they're even doing. Like you have to help them open it up. They don't know what they're getting. They don't realize like, oh, that's a present for me. So usually them, I'm not too worried about shopping for, but when they get a little older, I think it's fun to, when they're old enough to understand what we're doing and they can actually appreciate the gift. I think that's kind of nice to do. Their guest room was in the basement, so it was always dark. I thought it was later in the morning when he came down and got me. Yeah, man, that's rough. 1.5 per sibling, yeah, basically. So, let's see here. I think we're gonna hop into another song. Let me see. Yeah, we'll do that. But awesome. Yeah, if y'all have any other Christmas memories or Christmas plans, or any New Year's memories. Let me know. Feel free to share them. I know for New Year's, I don't think we do this anymore, but we used to, in our fellowship hall at church, we just had people gather. It was kind of it was more of a gathering, it was like they had food and everyone just kind of hung out. And I think some of us, we even brought like video games, and like we had a TV and we'd set up video games and play video games. We'd be in the fellowship hall at church. Some, people would be playing board games and things like that, and just hanging out together. So, and I don't even know what time it started. I was young, so I was just driven there, and then I just hung out with my friends. So I never paid attention to the timing. But we would just hang out till midnight, and then it'd be like, Happy New Year, and then it's like, all right, you can go home now. That's pretty much it. But that was fun. Definitely as a kid or as a teenager, getting to do that with your friends was fun. Now I'm just like, I'll see the new year in the morning. Now I just want to go to bed, and then I'll wake up in the morning and Happy New Year. All right, I got another song for you that I released this year. This was my last release of the year of 2025. And again, another song that I'm really, really pleased with how it came out. And it's kind of interesting. I don't want to get too deep into this, but some of you, I'm kind of curious, how has your year been? Did any of you, I know I'm asking a lot of questions, I'm asking to share any other memories, but what about goals for this past year? We are getting near the end of the year. Did any of you set any goals, and how did things work out? Did you have anything you were working towards or hoping to do this year? And did any of you have a word for the year? I don't know if y'all remember, but probably at the beginning of the year, I shared that I had a word for the year. My word was intentionality. And I'm pleased to say that I really made an effort, and I think I did a good job living more intentionally. In fact, so that it's even kind of shifted certain things. Like it got me to kind of look a little deeper into, my daily routine and sort of what I'm working towards, and just making sure, am I really working towards something, or am I just kind of going through the motions day to day? And so it got me to just think a little deeper about why I do what I do, and make sure I'm not just doing something just because it's what I fell into, but everything I'm doing that I mean to do it. Let my yes be yes and my no be no. And so, there were certain things I got rid of, certain things I got out of that, I was doing them for a while, and it was time to say, okay, this isn't something I want to put my time into anymore. And so I got out of those things. And so, praise God for that. And then there were other things where it's like, this is who I want to be. This is something I want to work towards. This is the kind of person I want to be. So I'm going to start developing habits to be that kind of person, to become that kind of person and live that way. Also, let me update this pinned comment here. I forgot to do that. Whoops. No. One thing that I wanted to be intentional about was, getting out and just kind of intermingling with more people, having more experiences. I'm actually really looking forward to going back and reading through my journal entry this year, because this has been one of the best years I've had in a long time. That's all I can say, is like having a word for the year and then having goals in line with that word and then setting out to make it happen. It just, I don't know, it's very fulfilling. Like, that's the best word I can use right now. It's just very fulfilling to live intentionally, to just mean what you do. Don't just kind of let things happen, but just mean it. Be like, hey, this is what I want to do. This is who I want to be, and go after that. And so I'm looking forward to just going back and reflecting on everything that I did this year, because I went to shows. I remember going to live shows and meeting people and having conversations, going to different events, trying things. I joined a fitness class at the beginning of this year. It's kind of crazy that it's at the beginning of this year, because it felt so long ago, but it was still this year that it happened. And that was my first time kind of doing that. And now I'm in this martial arts class, and I'm loving that. And that's been nice. I've enjoyed the people I've been meeting with that so far. And I don't know, it's been a really good year. I'm looking forward to reflecting on it. I'm looking forward to having that time. Like, it's been so busy, I haven't really had time to sort of stop and think, but that's what I think this is such a good time for, this time of year, to stop and take time to actually celebrate the year. Like, look back at the things that happened, look at the victories that you had, and celebrate them and just be thankful for them and let that inspire you to keep going and setting new goals and new things to work towards for next year. So my word for this year was intentionality, and I think I did a good job being intentional. And I'm going to continue that. Next year I'm going to have a new word, but I'm still going to try to live intentionally, and I'm still going to try to live boldly. That was my word for the previous year. I'm not sure what my word for this coming year is going to be yet, but I'm kind of curious. It kind of goes with this song. That's why I'm going on this tangent right now. But I think my word for next year is going to be passion. I don't know for sure. So, I'll share it with you guys when I have it. But the reason why is because I've been feeling lately that there are certain things in life. I feel like there was a time in life where, yes, while it's good to be intentional, while it's good to have goals, at the same time, there is something really special about doing something just for the sake of loving it. Just for the sake of doing it, not some goal or agenda or, I have to be productive. Yes, that's good, but there's something really special. And that's kind of what songwriting used to be to me. Songwriting was my favorite thing to do in the world. But at the same time, pursuing this career, I wanted to write songs, but there were so many other things that came with it, having to, make content, having to do marketing and having to learn production skills, all these other things that kind of took time from the thing that I actually enjoyed, which was just writing songs for the sake of enjoyment. Hey, Daniel, good to have you in the chat, man. And so lately I've been feeling like, I'm not for sure, but I think this next year might be about kind of learning to love things again, learning to love the process again. Not be so worried about the destination. Yes, I think it's good to be clear. I think it's good to have a destination. It's good to be clear about that, but don't be so fixated on the destination that you forget to just enjoy the journey along the way. And so I think that's kind of what next year is going to be about, is sort of learning, okay, I have goals. Good. It's good that I'm living intentionally. Good. But now chill out a little bit and just enjoy it. Don't be in such a rush to get to those things, and just, now that you're living with intention and with purpose, now learn to just enjoy that. Write a song and enjoy the process. Don't be in such a rush to get it out or whatever it has to be. And same thing with, these classes that I'm attending. I don't know if they're going to work out. I don't know what the outcome of them is going to be, but let's just enjoy it while I'm experiencing it, just live in the moment. And so I think it's going to have something to do with that. And for what it's worth, it's the same thing with relationships. I'm hoping to meet someone, hoping to find the right person. And I want that again, along with passion, the other word is love, just learning to love again, love the process again, love songwriting again, love, fitness again, whatever it might be, skateboarding again, just learn to love it again, and learn to love somebody again, learn to be in love again. And so, so passion's kind of the word that's coming to mind, because passion is more than just, passion is just putting everything you've got into something, and so that's kind of what's on my mind, but I'll have to reflect on it more to see. Anyway, gonna get into another song here, but I think this song goes along with that. Daniel was saying, good evening at work, just stopping by to say hello. Well, let me see if I can get a song in for you. Hopefully I can get a couple in. Have to get back pretty quick, so Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Yeah, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's to you as well, Daniel. If you got time, I'll play a song. Unfortunately, I'm playing an original, not a Christmas song right now, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, this song, Pull the Trigger, it's kind of what it's about. Yes, the song it's a little bit about regret. It's about a time that I didn't pull the trigger, but that's kind of what the lesson is. It's you've got the shot, take it, when you've got the opportunity, take it, don't be afraid to jump into it, and don't be so afraid of the outcome that you don't even, live in the moment, so that's kind of what the song is. It's just, when you've got that opportunity, just take it. Don't be so scared of what the outcome is going to be. Just learn to be in the moment and enjoy the process. So here we go. This is Pull the Trigger. Thought you died a long time ago. I had left you in a 6-foot hole. But from time to time in my memory,
I receive a visit from your ghost. I can tell you're just a dream by the way you place your lips on me, but it's never what it seems when I wake up to reality. I wish I'd had the nerve to say it. I had the shot and didn't take it. Now it's too late. Moment doesn't wait forever. So next time I'll just pull the trigger. I have tried so hard to forget, but I guess you can't outrun regret. It was only for a moment, but the scene keeps playing in my head. You had caught me by surprise when you wrapped your arms around my side, and I knew the time was right, but instead I only said goodbye. I wish I'd had the nerve to say it. I had the shot and didn't take it. Now it's too late. Moment doesn't wait forever. So next time I'll just pull the trigger. There were times when I would hate myself, but you always left me with a smile. And times when I was sure you felt the same kind of feelings that I felt. You gave me every chance to share, but I kept my secrets to myself. And now you're no longer here, and I'll never know what might have been. I wish I'd had the nerve to say it. I had the shot and didn't take it. Now it's too late. The moment doesn't wait forever. So next time I'll just pull the trigger. Next time I'll just pull the trigger.
All right, there we go. That was another one I released earlier this year. That is Pull the Trigger. All right, still got a few more songs for you. Going to get another Christmas one here in a moment. But for anyone just tuning in, don't be shy. Say hello. Again, this is the last stream of 2025, and then going to be taking a little break just to enjoy some Christmas and New Year's with my family. Take some time to kind of reflect on the past year and start making preparations for next year. And then at some point in January, I don't know the exact date, but at some point we'll kick things back off. And again, scheduling might be a little different. I'm not sure yet because I need time to I need time to plan all that out. All right, let's see here. Yep, some Merry Christmases being expressed. My sister opens the doors and windows in her home at midnight on New Year's Eve to let out all the old air and welcome in the new air. Yeah, that's something. Isn't it freezing over there? Yeah, I would think that would be very cold. Becky's saying, I never had New Year's traditions when I was little. It was just to stay up until midnight. I was never allowed to the rest of the year. Yeah, like I said, we never really did like a whole lot. Thank you for the hearts. Much appreciated. Lost interest in New Year's parties after my early 20s. It's kind of same here. We never really did much aside from, like I said, that church fellowship. But it wasn't really, it didn't feel specific to New Year's. It was just kind of a gathering. Hey, Hobbs, appreciate you tuning in. Hope you're doing well. Let me know, have you got all your Christmas shopping done, or you got any plans for Christmas and New Year's with all that coming up? I hope you've had a good week. Let me know how things are going for you. But yeah, don't really do much for New Year's these days. Just kind of enjoy the time off. I think sometimes the family will do something small, like one of my siblings might be like, hey, y'all want to come over and watch a movie or something like that. But even then, I don't think we stay up till 12 o'clock. So, thank you for the applause, Jack. Thank you for the fire, Becky. Much appreciated. Cool stuff. All right. Well, let's see here. Yeah, we got New Year's coming up. And yeah, I do think this is a good time, just to kind of reflect on the year. It's definitely a good time to slow down. It gets busy, but it's I think it's really just the beginning of December that gets busy, and then it's kind of the end of December where you can finally just sort of slow down, finally catch your breath a little bit, and just take some time to reflect on the past year. And I think that's good. First, kind of reflect what worked, what didn't work, kind of learn from it and apply it, and allow that to sort of influence how you go into next year. Start kind of planning, what are the goals I want to achieve. And it's really helpful. It's really helpful to kind of set specific goals and then give yourself time for them, like kind of have a goal. And then I like to break the year into quarters. So the first quarter, I kind of pick like, what are the first goals that I'm going after in this quarter? And I work towards that. And then at the end of the quarter, I review, did I succeed? If not, or not, and if not, I make adjustments for the next quarter so that I can do that. So you don't have to be perfect, but just kind of having some kind of frame of reference, it really helps with accomplishing that stuff. But I don't know. I'm definitely excited to kind of I wish I could share, but I kind of need the time myself to just sort of reflect. I'll probably share more of the stuff next year. Probably the first stream of next year, I'll probably be able to share what my goals were, this 2025 goals, and then how they changed, because it's sort of interesting. I did accomplish many of these goals. I had a goal to join an adult, a class with adults my age. I did that. Had a goal to start going downtown regularly. I did that. Attend local events. Did that. Had a goal to I used to help with the youth band and used to play at the 9 a.m. service, and I wanted kind of some relief from that. I wanted to equip them to be able to play on their own and have some relief, and I was able to get out of that, which I'm thankful for. They're doing awesome on their own, and they're actually growing. It was awesome that, I really believe God kind of took over that, because it just played out on its own. I barely had to do anything. I just kind of set it in motion, and then it just took off. And the youth band is doing great. They're growing and thriving, and the 9 a.m. band is doing good. And, it's a little less, I believe it's creating availability for me for whatever else I'm meant to do. And so that's been a blessing. That's been quite relieving for me. Let's see here. I got one more goal, and we'll see if it happens. I'm hoping that with the family, I kind of had this goal, I think I mentioned this, of creating a Christmas album. And to be honest, that might be a little over the top. It'd still be cool. But really what I want is just some record of everyone in my family performing their Christmas song. And I think we'll be able to do that. I think we'll get together and have a little jam session. And if we can just get a good video recording of everyone performing their song. So for me, my song is I Celebrate the Day. That's the one. So if I can get a good, I've been practicing it, but I got to be honest, I've been frustrated with my vocals on it. I feel like I'm not singing very good on it, but hopefully it comes out all right. That's my song. My older brother does Three Little Pennies, we actually technically already have a recording of that, but can't hurt to have another one. My other brother does a song called There's a New Kid in Town, so I'd love to get a proper recording of that. This same brother, he and we do a song together called A Prayer for Every Year. Some of you, I think y'all mentioned a song called My Grown-Up Christmas List. A Prayer for Every Year is actually the same song as that, but they tweaked the lyrics. So rather than a grown-up Christmas list, they changed it to A Prayer for Every Year. But it's similar lyrics. It's the, no more lives torn apart, that wars would never start, and time would heal all hearts. Every man would have a friend, and right would always win, and love would never end. This is my prayer for every year. Which, I gotta be honest, I'm probably just used to hearing that version, but I kind of like Prayer for Every Year a little better than Grown Up Christmas List. But either way, same song. But me and my brother, we did a version of that where we both played guitar. He kind of had one part, and I would add like these kind of melody parts to it, and then we would sing harmony on the song together. So I'd like to do that. My sister does a great version of a song called You're Here. I'd love to get a recording of that. The one I really want is my parents. My dad does Little Toy Trains. I'd love to get that. And mom and dad both do a song together called And the Angels Cried. And that's the one I really want. I really want to get just a good recording of them. So if I could just have that, and I'd almost, again, like in my sort of big mind, I was like, a Christmas album would be cool. But to be honest, I almost think a video would be better. Like, I'd just love to have that video to go back to and just be able to watch them and actually see them, performing the song. So I'm hoping we'll get to make that happen this year. So we'll see. Let's catch up with the chat here. That's true, Quincy. The week between Christmas Day and New Year's is easier to relax. Yeah, it definitely slows down at that point. Finished work today for the holidays. I work in a college, and nope, I have not done a thing yet for Christmas, and presents last minute for me as usual. I'll work it out though. Hey, I can relate to it. Again, I was kind of last minute with my, I think this dipped. Hello, check 1 2. All right, yeah, sorry about that. I was last minute too. I did my Christmas shopping online earlier this week, and even then, it's like, it's going to be close. Like some of the items are going to be coming on the 24th. Like, I hope that's early enough. But, and then there's still a couple things I'd like to pick up in town tomorrow. So I feel ya. And then Stan saying that would be awesome. Yeah, definitely want to get those recordings. And again, Christmas album would be cool, but honestly, I almost think just getting a simple video would be better. It'd be easier to do, and I think it would actually be more, I think it'd be more sentimental, Like, I just think it'd be more enjoyable to just kind of stop and watch, because you get to watch the video, you get to see them, and you get to hear the song, rather than just like a polished recording of them singing the song. But maybe it's a 2-part goal. Maybe part 1 is just get a video, so I've got that, and then if I want to go to the next level, then maybe someday we'll get that proper album recorded, but we'll see. All right, let's hop into another Christmas song here. Let's see which one I got. Let me get my list back up. Okay, so I don't think I did this one the last time, years ago when I did a Christmas stream. I don't think I did this one. This is actually one of my favorite Christmas songs. I always like this one. I don't even know if I have a key for this, so let me see if I can find a key real quick. But the song is O Come, Emmanuel. E would be cool. Trying to find the highest note. be able to do it in A. All right. Hold on. Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, having to learn this song real quick. Yeah, so. All right, we're gonna give this a shot. Again, I have not, yeah, I bet if Lady C did this, she probably did a great job. Oh, thank you. Yeah, Hobbs saying it's a beautiful sounding guitar. It's actually my dad's guitar. It's a Taylor, I don't know the exact model, but yeah, Taylor typically makes some pretty good sounding guitars. Let's see. Yeah, just catching up with the chat real quick, and then I'll try this song out. The Christmas album, Lost You for a Minute, The Wind is Crazy. Yeah, no worry. Definitely a video, yep, for sure. All right, Lady C sang this one too. Yeah, I bet she did a beautiful job on this, so I can't say that I'm going to be able to do as good as her, especially since this is my first time trying it. Like, I literally have not practiced this, so I've got the words here, so if I look down a lot, it's because I'm looking at the words. But we'll give this a shot. We'll see what happens. Oh, come, Emmanuel, and ransom captive Israel that mourns a lonely exile here until the Son of God appear. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. Oh, come, O branch of Jesse, stem unto your own and rescue them from depths of hell. Your people save and give them victory over the day. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. Oh, come thou dayspring from on high, and cheer us by thy drawing nigh. Disperse the gloomy clouds of night, and death's dark shadows put to flight. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. Oh, come, thy rough nations bind in one the hearts of all mankind. Bid thou a sad division cease, and give thyself our King of peace. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. All right, there we go. O come Emmanuel. So hopefully that was all right. I think we've got a couple more songs for you, and then we'll go from there. Interesting. Yeah, Hobbs saying your voice has a Gaelic quality, rare in male singers, which Gaelic is kind of an Irish thing, if I recall. That's interesting. I hadn't had anyone point that out. That's very kind of you to say. Oh, wow, amazing vocal work. Yeah, Lady C is great. Yeah, I'm kind of catching up with the chat here. Let's see. Thank you for the hearts and fire stand. Much appreciated. Becky was saying, I sometimes put her old live streams on if I want something soothing to listen to. Yeah, that's a good choice. It's good pre-sleeping music. Hope that didn't sound insulting. No, I'm kidding. Lady C is fantastic, and I'm definitely a fan of her singing. And so no, I'm not, yeah, by all means, say all the good things you can about Lady C. There's no competition there or anything like that. She's fantastic, and yeah, if you need your spirit just calmed and kind of soothed, she's the one to go to. I'm probably more so. I mean, I like to think that I give some encouragement. If you need like a boost of confidence and stuff, and some encouragement and uplifting, maybe I'm the one to come to. But when it comes to singing, I'm not the one to go to for soothing. I'm the energetic, like drive, motivational, like come on, like perseverance person. But if you need that calm, peaceful, soothingness, then yeah, Lady C is definitely the one to go to. So thank you for the fire, Becky, much appreciated. Thank you for the applause, Jack. Stan saying you played part of this on acoustic to help me on bass when we played it at church. Yeah, we do. That's actually what I've got. I've got our sheet from when we did this. That was always fun because yeah, like at church when you're playing music, you're doing praise and worship songs all year round, and then December is the one time that you finally get to start doing Christmas songs, but you only have a few Sundays to do them, and you haven't played them all year long, so you have to learn how to play them. So it takes quite some practice. And you got to make them count, but it's definitely fun. I always enjoy pulling out the Christmas songs. That's what makes them more special. Is like you don't hear them all year long, and then when you don't hear them all year long, and then when December comes, that's when you can finally start kind of enjoying them and appreciating them. I think your song "Hurt" is pretty soothing. Well, thank you. Yeah, that's not to say that I don't have some. I don't know. I guess it depends how I'm singing. I definitely like to, let's just say, I was saying my word passion earlier. I'm pretty passionate about anything I do. Like I definitely have the mantra of like, put your everything into everything you do. Like, even if I'm losing, if I'm playing a game and I'm losing, I'm still going to finish strong, like I'm not going to just be like, oh, well, there's no point because I'm going to lose. It's like, no, I'm still going to do the best I can. That's just kind of my mindset. And so it's the same thing with music. I definitely kind of like, put everything I can into singing or playing or whatever it might be. Whereas I feel like soothing is kind of a sense of almost like if passion is like a burst of explosion, like letting out, I feel like soothing is more like a controlled, more of a controlled kind of release, but thank you. Yeah, I'm sure I've got a few soft songs that might cross over into that soothing category, but all right. I think we've got, do we have one or two more songs? We got two more. I've got one more original song, and then I've got one more kind of Christmas song. It's not really a Christmas song, and I'll talk about that in a moment when we get to it, but yeah, I got one more original. This is going to be the last original for tonight. Can y'all guess what it is? I released 3 songs this year. Can y'all guess what this one's going to be? Make sure I'm tuned, okay. That's right, mirror is correct. A mirror that was broken. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this low string's kind of hard to tune. You have to tune it a little flat to fit with the higher chords. I think that's gone out a little bit. You know what? I've got a tuner here. Tuners kind of help a little bit. I think some of the strings, yeah, that one went a little sharp. That's the culprit. Oops. There we go. That's what I was looking for. All right. Mirror that was broken. That's correct. Yep, y'all got it. Yep. All right, so let's see here. This song, yeah, some of y'all know the story of this song. I guess this is the real last old song that I ever did. Again, this year I've been writing new songs and excited about that. But the music for this was originally an acoustic song that I did years ago. It was a song called "Hero for the Broken," and every time, I would pull it out from time to time, and every time I played it, it always got such a positive response. And so I felt like, man, if there's some way I can do this in my style, not my acoustic style, but more in my like rock metal kind of style, then, I should try that. And so it took some writing and some experimenting to find a way to translate this song into a style that kind of works. But at the same time, it kind of came out really unique. Like, it's not kind of a straight up metal song or alternative metal. It's definitely got the rock and metal elements, but it's got some other stuff too. I don't know. It came out really cool. I was really pleased with how it came out musically, and then lyrically even more pleased, because again, the past lyrics wrote them when I was a lot younger, and so it was a bit of an issue. But this song just really satisfying for me. This is a song about kind of recognizing sort of the experiences you have in life, and they can kind of hurt you, and you go through different phases in life, and one phase of life will end and another phase will begin. And sometimes it's hard to move on. Sometimes it's hard to let go of those things that happened, and they feel like they've left such an impression on you, such a mark on you. But this is a song about learning that, those last days, they don't define you. That's not all that there is to your life. Your best days are still yet to come. Your life is what you make it. It's what you put into it and what you get out of it. And so it's sort of learning to kind of accept that as part of what's shaped you into who you've become. And maybe you've heard this, but there's that expression, you can either become bitter or better. And I think it's always, the better choice is to become better. Don't be bitter. Don't wallow in the old things that happen that you can't control. Learn from those things and come out stronger. Let those things teach you and shape you. And just learn to be joyful about life, to be grateful and looking forward with what all it has to offer. Because every day that you wake up is a gift, and it's so important to just make the most of it. So that's kind of what this song is about. And yeah, Hobbs expressing, I have that same issue when I go into drop D. Yep. Yeah, that low string just can be a little finicky sometimes. But either way, so this one is A Mirror That Was Broken. Hope you all like it.
And so I lived happily ever after, or so I thought, until she told me it was over. A broken heart has a way of putting life on hold. But when I stop to think, I never seem to find an answer. I am falling apart now, for all I know. Everything's changing and I must let go. But I keep reflecting on better days and wondering if life will ever be the same. Scraping up the pieces, counting up my hands, looking for myself in a mirror that is broken.
I just want to make sure I'm coming through.
I said goodbye and never saw my friends again. Then took some time to see if I could make things clear. It's a lonely drive when there's no one in the passenger seat, and I'll catch myself often glancing in the rearview mirror, 'cause I am falling apart now for all I know. Everything's changing and I must let go, but I keep reflecting on better days and wondering if life will ever be the same. Scraping up the pieces, counting up my hands, looking for myself in a mirror that is broken. With every single tear, there's a lesson to be learned. With every single scar is a treasure to be earned. But I'll never find healing if I'm holding on to her. I'll never see heaven if I'm face down in the dirt. With every single tear, there's a lesson to be learned. With every single scar is a treasure to be earned. But I'll never find healing if I'm holding on to her. And so I'm letting go, 'cause I am falling apart now for all I know. Caught a glimpse of myself before I let him go. I'm looking ahead now to better days and wondering what life has got in store for me. I'm falling apart now for all I know. Just fragments of memories from long ago. But those days are over, so I'll move on. I know that the best is yet to come. Displaying all the pieces, showing you I have formed a masterpiece from a mirror that was broken. From a mirror that was broken. Yeah, yeah.
There we go. That is a mirror that was broken, and that's the last one. That's the third song that I released this year. So I got one more Christmas song for you, but we'll catch up with the chat before we get into that. And thank you, yeah, Stan saying I really like this song. Powerful. Thank you, Stan. That's kind of you to say. Yep, coming through just fine. Good. Yeah, so I think sometimes, like when I'm talking closer to the mic, I can hear myself in my headphones, and then when I start playing and I pull back a little bit, I'm not hearing myself so much. And again, just so y'all know, for those of you who attend regularly, you know that I've got this preamp and it dips out on me and the volume cuts out. I have the intent to purchase a new preamp. So I'm currently going through the process of getting my computer updated. I had to get a bunch of stuff backed up first. And tomorrow I should be pulling the trigger and updating my operating system. And then I gotta get stuff set up. There's probably certain software I gotta get updated. My recording software and all the different programs that I use. And then I got to make sure I got my templates for making my projects, and probably going to have to rebuild some of those. So it's going to be a bit of a process. But somewhere along the way with all of that, I intend to purchase some new pieces of equipment, and one of those things being a new preamp. Now, will I have that preamp by the time I start doing streams again next year? I don't know. But it's definitely coming soon. It's on the list. And I would like to do it while I'm getting things updated. Got some guitar emojis and music notes from Becky. Thank you for the applause. Brilliant. Thank you, Ham. Much appreciated. Love this song. Thank you, Jack. Well, thank you very kindly, all of you. I'm glad you all enjoyed it. Let's see here. And then Becky was saying, maybe you can get one for Christmas if you've been good this year. Yeah, I know. We'll have to see if Santa brings me one. I do know usually mom and dad, they'll like to get me a little something and they'll ask, what would you like? I do think they actually intend, it's kind of funny. I do think they intend to give me a little bit of money this year. This is the first year they're doing that. But it's one of those things like music equipment. It's one of those things where it would just be easier if I bought it myself. Like, yes, if somebody got it for me, that'd be nice, but it's such a technical thing. Like I don't know which preamp I want to get, and I also don't know if I want to get a preamp separately or if I want to just go ahead and buy a new interface that has a built-in preamp. So again, those are decisions that I have to make. So it'd almost be easier, if someone wants to gift that for me, just to give me kind of money in the ballpark of what it's going to cost. It's going to be like, I don't know, $200 or something like it. It's probably less than $200, but so if someone wanted to give me the money towards it, and it's like, and then I can take the time to just do the research and figure out what's going to be the best fit for my situation. Stan was saying, I'm so glad to catch one of your live streams again. Good seeing you do what you love and listening, because that's what I love. LOL. Good seeing you. Say hi to everyone. Merry Christmas. I do have one more song I'm going to do, but Stan, I appreciate you tuning in. If you're having to get going, I know it's getting a little later, but definitely appreciate you tuning in, brother, and hoping you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's. I think I'll still see you Sunday and maybe Wednesday on Christmas Eve. I think our church is doing a candlelit service, so I will see you then. Hobbs saying, I use a Behringer interface. Coincidence, that's what I got too. You don't happen to have the F-Control audio, do you? Mine's pretty old though. You might have a newer Behringer interface. Behringer interface, they have, because mine doesn't have a built-in preamp. They have preamps, very good and not too expensive. To be honest, I already have my eye on a few things. I just have to figure out how I want to do it. If I get a new, man, is this thing still dipping out on me? Well, there you go. That's why I want to get a new preamp, because there you go. Yeah, if you hear me like my voice goes quiet all of a sudden, then it's that preamp. So here's the thing. I have an interface right now, but it's just an interface. And I can go directly into that and record guitar into that and all that stuff. If I'm wanting to use a mic like this one, I need, this is what I really need a preamp for, or something that has phantom power. So, and as you can hear, cutting out again. So it's doing a great job demonstrating. It's like, oh, are we talking about me now? Let me demonstrate what a headache I am. I've got 3 items. I've got an interface, a preamp, and a compressor, actually. And they're kind of, smaller end, cheaper kind of stuff. But they work. They work good. So this mic is being powered by the preamp, and then it's going from that into the compressor, compressing my vocals a little bit. It's not even that strong of a compressor, but it helps a little bit. And then from there, it's going into the interface, which then goes into the computer. So here's the thing. When I record electric guitars, I actually like to go through the preamp. I like to go through the preamp because it does something to the signal, the direct signal of the electric guitar. When I record electric guitar, I'm recording with amp sims, digital amp sims. But for some reason, I like the tone it gives me when I plug directly into the preamp, and then from there go into the interface and then into my plugins. I like the sound that it gives my electric guitar. And so I kind of have a choice to make. If I still want that, then I need to get a preamp as a separate unit. But if I get a new interface, I might get, what's it called? I'm looking at the Scarlett 2i2, the Scarlett interface. I'm pretty sure that's the one I'm going to end up getting. That one, it's got built, I think it has a preamp, so it might solve that issue anyway. Like maybe if I plug into that, it'll sound good on the DIs. I'm not totally sure, but that's my only concern is I'm worried about losing that part of my signal chain, like losing this preamp that goes into my guitar tone. But the truth is, it probably doesn't matter all that much. But it's just one of those things to consider. So I'll get it figured out. I already have a few models in mind that I'm looking at, and it's just a matter of me deciding like what combination do I want to go with. Am I trying to get it all in one, or do I want separate units? So I'll get it figured out. But I definitely appreciate the suggestions. Sounds like you're using a Behringer UMC 202 HD USB interface. Yeah, mine's actually a Firewire interface. But if I get something new, it'll probably be USB at that point. Let's see here. I'm sure there's a musical department in Santa's Little Helpers Factory. I'm sure there is. Yes, I do. I'm certain. Yep, got some Christmas wishes and some Happy New Year's wishes. Awesome. Well, hey, I think I'm going to send you all with one last song, and then I think we're going to put a wrap on all this. It's getting to my supper time, so looking forward to getting home and getting something to eat. Let me tune real quick. Now, like I said, this last song isn't really a Christmas song. I'll challenge you all. The title of the song, it's actually the day after Christmas. I guess it's a holiday, but there is a holiday the day after Christmas, December 26th. Does anyone know what that day is called? If you know what it's called, type it in the chat. What is the day after Christmas called? I'm actually going to need the capo for this one. That's correct, Boxing Day. Yep, y'all got it. So I hope y'all got your gloves, because, you need to be ready for Boxing Day. Go out, find someone, and say, hey, happy Boxing Day. You want to go for a sparring match? And, get a pair of extra gloves so you can offer them to somebody if they don't have gloves of their own, and you guys can have a way at it. So, but no, I'd have to look into it. I don't know why it's called Boxing Day, but either way, I've mentioned before, one of my favorite Christmas albums is, Becky saying I cheated. That's all right. It's okay. Looking up, Google search is permitted. But one of my favorite Christmas albums is the Relient K album, Let It Snow Baby, Let It Reindeer. And they do a song on there called Boxing Day. And that's kind of what it's about. You'll hear it, you'll hear the lyrics, but it's kind of a song about, like, after all the fun and the festivities and after all this build up and anticipation for Christmas Day, then all of a sudden, just like that, it's just over and you just kind of transition back into kind of the real world a little bit. But it talks about how even though Christmas is over, still living each day with that Christmas spirit in your heart, living with thankfulness and gratitude and being appreciative of your family and remembering Jesus and, the reason for the season, and not just the reason for the season, but the reason for life, and, so living every day like it's Christmas Day, not about the gifts and the presents and the lights, but living every day with gratitude and showing love to others and doing your best to keep the peace. And so that's kind of what it's about. It's sort of just a song that kind of acknowledges, sort of the bittersweetness of Christmas being over, but also the hope of looking forward to what's to come. Yeah, Jack was saying Boxing Day, as I understand, was the day that retailers box everything up. That's probably why it's got its name, yeah. Again, if one of y'all want to Google what is Boxing Day, maybe y'all can fill me in. I'm sure I've looked it up before, but it's not like I celebrate it actively, so I can't remember. And thank you, Stan saying loving the lighting. Yeah, I had to go Christmas themed. It's what we all know it as on this side of the pond. Interesting, yeah. So, yeah, I don't know if Boxing Day is universal. I don't know if everyone has a Boxing Day or if it's an American thing or what, I haven't done like a deep research into Boxing Day. I just know it's the day after Christmas, so. But either way, this is a good one. I think this is an original song, from Relient K. Yeah, I don't understand why there are people who stop celebrating on Boxing Day. Yeah, because technically, kind of like we were discussing earlier, really, I feel like Christmas Day is the day, but then you've got kind of those next following days to just sort of relax. Everything's kind of eased. If anything, I wouldn't say Boxing Day isn't really the end. It's more like kind of the beginning of the last few days of the year and just kind of taking that time to relax, reflect, and plan for the year to come. Stan saying, I know you can't get off work because of it. Yeah, I don't think it's that recognized of a holiday where like people, it's like, hey, you're getting off for Boxing Day. It's almost like like a secret holiday. It's one of those holidays that like, it's technically a holiday, but I don't know if anyone celebrates it, It's just kind of someone decided, hey, let's call this Boxing Day. And maybe that's why. Maybe it's because that's the day that things are reboxed, lots of items or whatever it might be. So I thought this was a good one to end with, We're going to close things out with this song called Boxing Day, and then we'll go from there.
Take it all down, 'cause Christmas is over. Do not despair, rather be glad we had a good year. Now let's have another, remembering all the good times that we had. Oh, no more lights glistening, no more.
Man, I knew that was going to happen.
Carols to sing for Christmas, it makes way for spring. The hearts of men are bitter and weathered, as cold as the snow that falls from above. But just for one day, we all came together. We showed the whole world that we know how to love. Oh, no more lights glistening, no more carols to sing. For Christmas makes way for spring. Oh, no more lights glistening, no more carols to sing. For Christmas makes way for spring. Oh, remember that Christmas, it makes way for spring.
All right. Probably should have learned how to play that before I played it, but I think I got through it all right. There we go. I think it's kind of a nice song. It's like just because, Christmas is fun, but just because it's over doesn't mean that life is sad again. It means there's actually a lot to look forward to. Christmas makes way for spring, makes way for the new year, makes way for new stories, new adventures, and new connections, new opportunities to show some love. So we're going to catch up with the chat, and then we're going to put a wrap on all of this. Let's see here. Oh, okay. So Becky says apparently in Europe you can get off for Boxing Day, so that's nice. And thank you for the 100s, much appreciated. Here it is used to be the main day for getting things for a reduced price. I gotcha, yeah. My paternal grandmother used to do her Christmas shopping in Boxing Day. Now, was that Christmas shopping for next year, or was that y'all just said, we're going to get our presents after Christmas? Like, yes, these are your Christmas presents, but we're going to wait till prices drop. Not a bad strategy. Happy to get to listen to this song live. Well, thank you, Becky. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Thank you for the hearts. And yep, happy tears, Stan. Yep, indeed. Yep, it's a little bittersweet, but it's nice to kind of look back and be thankful for the new year and look forward to the next year to come. Or look back on the past year, be thankful for the past year, and look forward to the new year to come. And sounds like, yeah, same over in Europe. I remember Boxing Day is when I always used to buy my Goosebumps books. That's cool. They were only half price that day. That's the day to do it. Awesome. Let's see here. In 1 year, my parents gave my older sister and I money so we could buy what we wanted in stores in Boxing Day. I guess Black Friday supplanted it here. Gotcha. Thank you for the fire and hearts, Becky. Even when you whistle, you excel at it. Thank you, Jack. Yeah, I've got a decent whistle. I do it from time to time. I whistle, so don't get too many songs that I get to whistle. So, thank you for the applause, Jack. Leftover Christmas dinner. Yep. I love all the whistling in this stream. Yep. I'll have to find some other songs with some whistling, see if I can pull it out. There's one other song, I can't remember what it is. Might even be one of my songs. I think there was like an instrumental or maybe a solo or something, and I used, when I do the acoustic version, I use the whistle to fill that in. I can't remember, but I think for the following year, she passed when I was very young, I see, yeah. Hobbs saying, thank you, Quincy. Was a shame I didn't get the notification until almost an hour after you started the stream. I will rewatch in the morning. Well, hey, I appreciate you tuning in even just for a little bit, much appreciated. Boxing Day was when the rich gave gifts for the poor that worked on Christmas Day. That's actually really sweet. That's really nice if that's what the purpose of it was for. But Hobbs, I appreciate you tuning in. And Jack, Becky, Silas, I don't know if you went for your run, but always appreciate all of you tuning in and your support. Stan, if you're still out there, appreciate you tuning in and appreciate your friendship and your support. Yeah, Jack saying Merry Christmas to you all. Love y'all and wish y'all a happy, safe, and healthy holiday. Not sure I could say it any better myself. If I haven't made it clear enough, I really appreciate all of you. Again, I do look forward to spending time with you during these streams, and I appreciate, I don't know how to explain it, but it means a lot. It just means a lot to write something, to express yourself through a piece of art, and then there's someone out there that connects with it. That always means a lot. So I'm thankful for all of you that for some reason you connect with my music, and you're kind enough to express that, not just kind of keep it for yourselves, but share your kindness and your support. It means a lot to me. And there's this weird thing with art. It's weird how I remember I had somebody that connected with my music, and the way they would just kind of thank me for it. Like it's such a weird relationship with the artist and the person who admires the art, because the artist feels like, I made this is just me expressing myself. I would be lucky if anyone gave a dang about my art, and then somebody does like it, but then they're thanking the artist. They're like, thank you for making this song. This song means so much to me. Your art means so much to me. What you make, connects with me. And it describes, I relate to it so much. It describes what I feel or what I've been through, and it encourages me. And so thank you for making it. And again, it's kind of this weird, like, why are you thanking me? Like, I should be thanking you for even caring. And, but it's kind of a beautiful thing that there's someone that really connects with the art and is thankful that particular artist exists to make something that speaks to them, that resonates with them. And then the artist is thankful to have somebody to even appreciate what they make. So it's a unique thing. So I appreciate all of you. Thank you for your support. and your friendship and your kindness. And I hope you all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I hope the best for each of you. Again, I don't know the exact plans. At some point in January, hopefully sooner. But again, I'm making some pretty big updates and some pretty big changes. And so I hate putting deadlines on myself, being like, this is the date I'm going to be back. Aiming to come back soon, but just going to take that flexibility to get things set up properly and come out swinging. That's really what I want. I just want to be set up and come out swinging in 2026. It's amazing how, I don't know if you guys feel this way, but for me, there really is something. Like when you get to the end of the year, you do feel just a little bit of burnout. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm happy, I'm grateful, it's been a great year. But this time of year, it's definitely, I definitely need that time to slow down. And I just need that time to kind of stop and reflect and relax, and that time to just kind of start making plans and preparations for the next year. But once I have that, it just invigorates me. And then January comes, and then I feel, I just feel ready, to take on the year. I'm just so motivated and ready to just come out and give it all I got. So that's what I need, just need that time to, and I hope that for all of you, I hope you take that time to just relax, recharge, refresh yourself. Again, look back on the year with gratitude, be thankful, take that time for it, and let that recharge you so that when January comes, you are fueled up and just ready to go and just ready to give it your best and give it all you got. So guys, thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful evening or morning, afternoon, night, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. Until next time.